place. It's built on ruins.
Ah, no, misconception. No, this tavern was named after the Great Oak. The Great Oak Tree is located miles and miles away. In fact, no one alive has seen it.
Why?
The only you do not know anything of these lands, do you?
No, afraid not.
Nothing at all.
Shaking the head.
Oh, okay. He sits down, and he actually has a drink. He brought himself a drink as well, and he starts taking sips.
Well, I want to say, can you? I'm pretty hungry. If you don't provide me with food soon, I fear I shall eat you, barkeep.
Okay, story time later. And he gets up.
For the food tomorrow with everything. Please just bring
I
us some
just raise my hand to your face and like silence you that way.
Yeah, he goes to the door, and he shouts. He shouts, Mary, bring some food, and that's it. And then he comes back and plonks himself down.
Is the bard still downstairs?
No. The bard has finished now. And he says, "So let me give you a brief sort of story of these lands." Pause. Does anyone need a break or anything? Because
I was gonna raise that.
Now's a good time, really, just before story time, really. I don't know, 5-10 minutes. Is that okay for everybody?
Yeah. First of all, I just want to whack my hand axe back into its place.
Yeah.
Check my pack on the floor.
I want to know what you're gonna do with that hand axe.
In case you were saying.
Yeah. For all I know, you could have been struck by a poisoned dart from somewhere. You suddenly collapsed on your head. I didn't know what was going on.
I thought it was the drink.
Yeah, that's why.
There's always
Good
a
reactions.
You don't need a reason to go back.
That's true. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so for whoever is watching us, please bear with us. We will have a 5 to 10 minute break. Usual toilet break, and we will be back, and the adventure and will continue, and the story will begin. Thank you very much. So the bartender barkeep just sat down and was gonna regale you with a fantastic tale of the land. Mary comes in. She's a middle-aged woman. Comes in with a platter of sort of all sorts of assortments of food, little bits and bobs, and a bit of meat and ham and a few vegetables, things like that.
Throw a sly wink at Mary.
Some cheese, some lovely looking cheeses. No pastries, no. It's sort of like just a light sort of a refreshment.
I look at her and I say, pastries next time.
She just gives a little bit of a chuckle. She doesn't take you seriously at all. She puts the table down and... Huh?
I wink.
I'd like to bet deception check to that purpose.
For what?
To persuade her to have sex.
Well, before that happens, so she puts the platter down, and the barkeep says, "Thank you, my dear wife. That is all." And then she walked out. What I'm gonna, yeah.
Just quickly, I ask, how much for this feast? or is this complimentary?
Yes, this is complimentary. Do not worry. You will be paying me. You'll be paying me quite a bit tomorrow morning, anyway. And he looks at Carlos.
Yes, we will, won't we, Carlos?
Yes. Absolutely, Carlos will pay it all.
It is most kind of Carlos.
Yes, he's agreed to take up our tabs also.
Well, what's happened since you've been gone is these fine adventurers have become my manservants.
Is there a payment for the employee?
Yes, this room, food, and the drinks.
Okay. I take a massive. I take the whole platter.
Well, you pick it up, do you?
I pick it up.
And I stand up and grasp the other side of the platter. Oh no,
Oh,
you
no.
fucking don't.
I don't seem bothered that you're grasping the other side, but I just start to eat.
Don't make me do a strength check to pull it away from you.
So they're gonna fight over the spatter. I sort of just scoop some of it off into my massive hands. Like that.
Okay, then I place it back down in the center and duly take a couple of massive handfuls myself.
I just quickly snag a
Grunt at
carrot or
you.
something.
I see that. I sort of like. I grunt at you also.
Those with a full mouth.
Okay, so I was about to tell you the story of the lands. I will, the hour is late, and I will try and keep it as short as possible. Do you all know of the Great Divide? Is what we've called it.
Yes,
Is
it's
that-
the event that broke this land from the other. I mean, it is the event that broke this land from the other.
Exactly, Carlos. Yes. About 1,000 years ago, there was a cataclysm. We don't know what exactly happened. There is nothing written in history or any of the history books, for that matter. All we know is that this land that we now are situated was completely abandoned, and we only was only re-inhabited around about 200 years ago, when the great general Voltaire Argo was granted permission to actually land on the island, we'll call it, to reclaim it. For 1,000 years, no one was allowed. The borders were closed off. No one was allowed to go back.
Why?
So we do not know. All we know is that all the kings of Avonlore just would not let anyone go back.
I raise my hand.
Right.
Nice land. Continue.
How far is Avonlore from this land?
Oh, it's just across the sea, a few leagues away. Not a couple of hours boat trip.
Can you see it? Do you know? Is it on a clear day? Is it that close?
Oh yes, definitely. Probably tomorrow morning you would be able to see it.
I long to set foot in Avonlore.
Well, there is a bit of an issue at the moment though with Avonlore. No one has actually been allowed to. There has been no transport allowed back to Avonlore for a few months now. There's word of a civil war, and the borders have been closed. No one's allowed back, unfortunately. But anyway, I digress. Sorry, say it again.
Is that due to any lost princes?
You keep mentioning this prince. I mean, I do not know what you mean. The basically the problem with Avonlore at the moment is the late king died. He passed away probably about 15 years ago. His son, Prince Von, actually was also killed around about the same time. So I do not know what prince you speak of. It could be a different land, perhaps. I do not know.
Pay little heed to Carlos. His brain is the size of a mouse. His brain.
Anyway, we digress.
Forgive the interruption. Is it a human land?
Yes, the kings of Avonlore have always been human. But sadly, that line is now broken.
Secrets.
Shh, go to sleep, Carlos.
So the bartender sort of, what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly just tell you the story. Just imagine the scene. You're all sitting down around, and the barkeep, which for some reason you haven't asked his name yet, is called...
I need not. His name is horrible.
Not everything is a David Gemmell novel.
He's a disposable NPC. Who cares?
So yeah, the barkeep is called Cuthbert. So Cuthbert sort of recalls an epic tale. I'm going to just tell you pretty much the gist of it. I'm not going to go into the role playing part of it because I'll just give you the sort of main points. So the great general Voltaire Argo was the leader of the king's army, and he retired and was granted for his amazing loyalty and service to the kingdom. He was granted the opportunity to take his ship and his most trusted men to cross over and land on the Forgotten Island, which is what they called it at the time.
Can I ask a quick question, just for
Yep.
visualization's sake? How large is the island roughly, like?
Well, all you know is that it's roughly around about, hundreds of leagues. No one really knows.
Can I ask another question, please?
Yep.
How big's the league?
A mile.
Yeah, we did.
don't like to-
Joe did give us that info before.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I mean, it was going to be one league was going to be 3 miles, like
Okay.
the great J.R.R. Tolkien created. But I'm just going to say 1 league is 1 mile. I prefer saying league because I don't like to say mile. It's a bit too sort of modern.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the island is huge. I mean, it's absolutely massive. You can travel for days and days and days and days, and you'll still sort of get to a part where people have traveled to. And then there's just thousands of leagues or hundreds and hundreds of leagues.
So like
More of a
bigger
continent
for
than an
Australia than
island.
like Britain.
I would say it's a small continent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Avonlore is big as well, and it's roughly the same size as Avonlore. I mean, they were both put together before the Great Divide. So Voltaire Argo landed, and his trusted, loyal men explored the lands, and they found many things, many monsters. It was way more dangerous than they thought, and a lot of them died. But on his journey, he did see the Great Oak, is what he named it. The only way he described it was the biggest tree and the tallest tree that he has ever seen. But just to be in its presence was just magnificent. He'd never sort of felt so humbled in his life when he saw the tree. And that's basically his only description of it.
Morn asks if there
sadly-
was like a pool or anything near it. Was it in a pool or anything like that?
There was no descriptions in Voltaire's writings or journal about that. There's no mention of the fact he even went near the tree. To be fair, the tree, the only description of where the tree is it's located in the Sky Peaks Plateau, which Cuthbert warns you is extremely dangerous because of the nomads that live in that area. He just calls them nomads. That's all you sort of know. And obviously other, various other monsters.
Like what?
Again, the journal of Voltaire is very vague. It's really vague, and no one else has really ever ventured that far. Cuthbert warns that nobody ever goes anywhere near the Sky Peaks because to go there is to die, basically. You will just be killed by the nomads.
The nomads, they were there when Voltaire first went to the...
That's what he says, yeah, in the journal, yeah.
So there were already people living on the island before he got
Apparently
there.
so.
Right.
Yeah, but he doesn't...
Seems to me that this is to be quite the adventure. And there will be many riches there, many items to sell, so I'm in.
How do
Before
we know?
Carlos,
I was going to
Carlos,
say, we haven't even
Carlos,
made a
I'm
quest
sorry.
here.
I'm sorry, Carlos. I would not advise you to go anywhere near the Sky Peaks Plateau. In fact, to be
That's
honest,
why- Sorry.
I wouldn't even say you guys should venture into the wilds. The wilds, we call them, is the land past the bridge, which is several days' walk from here. Past there is uncharted lands. Adventurers go there to slay monsters and bring back, and for bring back trophies. To be honest, Carlos, if you are determined to go to the Great Oak, I would recommend you get a map of the area and of the lands. Now, these are not widely distributed because not many people require maps at the end of the day. Not many people like to venture out of the civilized parts of this land because it's so dangerous.
Then why are there so many adventurous types then?
Because only adventurers go out and venture out into the wilds. But to be honest, not even they come back if they go too deep. I am not the person to speak about this, to be honest. What I would suggest is first thing in the morning tomorrow, you should go and visit the Adventurers Guild. Maybe if you become a member, you may be...
Why would, yeah. I don't know why we're even considering going to this Great Oak.
As I have said, there is a reason we need to go, and also our poor elven friend Morn here is going to die.
We don't know that when he gets to the Great Oak that he'll live. We don't know what Rick is there. We know nothing. He's had a vision of a tree, so we're literally going, we must get to the tree.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to come along, or... Yeah, you're absolutely right. I hope I don't have to make this pilgrimage or whatever.
And Carlos, you mentioned great treasures. All we know is that there's a damn tree.
Yes, but where there is tree, there is bark, and where there is bark, there is treasure.
A well-known saying.
Yes, in the circus.
So, just to sort of speed things along, I will give you a quick overview of Trade Guard, which is the information is provided by Carlos. He gives you a real lowdown of the town and basically how it functions. So, Trade Guard was the first town to be established on this forgotten island. It is advancing and rapidly expanding due to the amount of people that come here. Trade Guard, is not governed by the Kingdom of Avonlore. It is ruled by the town's council, which is made up of the top merchants,
the founding
the
fathers.
head of the. Yeah. Well, yeah, technically, I suppose. So the town's council runs the town. And their own militia is sort of provides the law technically. People come to this town to escape, to run, to hide, to seek fortune, treasures, riches, fame. Just because of the way this land is situated and the fact that you can go here and venture into the wilds to bring back trophies.
It makes me surprised. No, they seem to want to venture out into the wild, but they won't go further than a day's walk.
Cuthbert is just like, well, I mean, I don't know. All I know is that most of the adventurers that frequent my establishment are the veterans, and they will only go as far as the wilds. I think the furthest has stayed out there for a week.
Mourning in a tavern when we will be bathing in gold.
Well, I mean, to be fair, a lot of these adventurers have made a lot of gold and fame.
From what exactly?
Well, to have such...
From what lies in this, you've got to think about it. This land has been untouched for 1,000 years. I mean, no one even knows what was here before this.
What's been found? What have they brought that's worth so much?
You are asking me the wrong questions. I am not the person to answer these questions. If you want to know more, then I would say go to the Adventurers Guild. It is their job to adventure. So as you leave this tavern, follow the coastline, and as the land raises, you will see it. It is the huge longship that Voltaire actually sailed to these lands. They dragged it onto the. They dragged it up amongst the ruins, and it is now the Adventurers Guild.
Two other things, barkeep. Let's not forget that You did not ask us our names either. Firstly, your wife is a good cook. Thank you. I thank her. Secondly, what do you make of this? And I reach into my pouch at my side and pull out a map.
Okay.
Which contains many symbols that are alien to me. And the only annotations are Trade Guard, the name of the town, and below that, the Great Oak. I came across this on my journey here.
Wow, I've never seen anything like this. And he goes to grab it and he says, may I?
You may not, I say.
Let him see
okay,
the
so
map.
he just peers at it. Well, no, he just peers at it.
I say, take a look.
Okay, so yeah, he grabs it
glance confusedly at again a chap whose name I do not know, a large barbarian character.
Magnus.
Did he introduce himself?
He did, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of.
No, I don't think I've. Oh no, I did give my name. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, Karen.
Yeah, so he has.
We didn't actually. Hold on a second. Sorry, we didn't actually introduce ourselves to each other, really.
I just presumed we did.
No, we didn't.
I did to
Carlos did.
Edric.
I didn't actually, and then Edric.
Yeah, I mean you haven't.
No,
I suppose you haven't said who you are or what you are.
No, we haven't said anything to each other. We've only talked to this innkeeper.
And we've been dragged to this room by Carlos.
Yeah.
You will not leave us.
He's using his charm and charisma to come try and bind us together before we even know what's going on.
The innkeeper too.
Yeah, so the Cuthbert just looks at the map and he, I have no idea. I've never seen anything. I've never seen symbols like this.
Where
this is old. I mean, he's really careful with the parchment because it is very old. I mean, ridiculously old. It's not very crumbly. It actually feels a bit more like it's actually made out of skin. It's a little bit bendy, like skin would be.
How far is the oak symbol from Tradebrook? Like.
So yeah, the only. Trade Guard. Yeah, so there's Trade Guard, which on the sort of the map is located towards the bottom. It just says Trade Guard, and then I suppose if you're looking at it as if it was a map, to the west of that, a long way, it just has the word the Great Oak, and then Cuthbert looks at it, and then he actually he sort of goes, oh, actually yes, this. I suppose if I put this, if I imagined the map of the land, then this would sort of suggest the Great Oak. Well, yes, this does suggest that this is the roundabout location of the Great Oak. That is where the Sky Peaks Plateau is situated.
How come?
It is as I said, fate.
Yes, but the fate of its original owner wasn't. I wouldn't think was so pleasant, judging by the smear of blood he left.
How come you buy this?
I will handle any foe.
on my journey,
Simon,
on my
I
journey
didn't hear
here.
any of that. All I heard was, I will handle any foe.
Yes, same.
Do not fear when you are with Carlos. Carlos can handle any foe.
You are quite the merchant then, Carlos.
Yeah. Indeed.
I do not know of this map's origin, or even if it is a map. I've never seen such symbols like this. I really haven't. I'm sorry.
Can I hold the map? Sorry. What's which character called, by the way?
Farith. Just look at the
I should
roll
introduce
20.
myself.
Yeah, Barrett.
I am Farith. Before we go any further, I brought you this map. I may as well give you my name.
Good to meet you, Farith. I am Magnus.
Yeah.
Things Magnus.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm Morn.
Carlos!
And Carlos. Of course.
No, Carlos.
Ah, Carlos.
No, Carlos.
Shut up, Edric.
Cuthbert just looks really confused. He lets out a bit of a yawn.
I say, Cuthbert.
For the hospitality.
My pleasure, my pleasure. My name is Cuthbert, and I'm at your service. I will say, though, this room has been paid for tomorrow night, so you will need to find different accommodation if you are to stay in this town. You can have it for tonight, but you must leave in the morning.
Well,
And for that, I will take my leave. It has been a pleasure to meet you all, and I do hope you visit my establishment again. And then he takes his leave, gives you a bow, and walks out.
I don't even look at him.
My thanks, Cuthbert.
I've never seen
Thank you, good sir.
more clingy
Farewell for now.
man in my life. He is 2 seconds away from crawling up my arse.
Well, you can hold this map as long as it doesn't follow him up there.
So I take the map from
Farah.
And I'm sort of like I've experience with maps. Can I tell what it's made of, or experience with the skinning and stuff?
Will it be a history check?
Yeah, I mean,
Nature?
Can I tell if it's made of human skin or what? I should be able to.
I
like
would.
meds.
Yeah, I mean that would be a difficult roll. I would say you could roll a nature check. Oh man, that's a tough one actually.
I'd say nature.
Yeah,
So you're going to expect it to be made from parchment, or,
The thing is, I should know. I make a living
Hopefully
off of
things, isn't it?
skinning things. What kind of a skinner man would I be if I didn't know what a skin was?
Make a nature roll.
Yeah. It's probably the garbage. Come on, baby. Bugger. Damn
Yeah,
sea
you
brain.
You have no idea what it's made out of.
Can I do an investigation on it, see if there's anything extra on there, or a perception maybe, that the others have missed?
Yeah, I'll let you roll a perception check. Are you going to grab the map when?
I can do a perception with my eyes. It's okay.
Well, I mean, if you want to do a perception check, you're going to have to at least have a look at the map, aren't you? You can't just look at it from across the room.
Gareth, find if Edric has a look.
Be my guest.
Thank you. Okay, I want to take it in my hands, pull it really close, sniff it.
The second you touch the map, four of the symbols, including one that's next to where the writing of the Great Oak is, light up in four different colours. The one by the Great Oak is green. There is one further. Imagine the map is a map with a compass. So north is obviously the top, and blah blah. So north of where the Great Oak is, there is another symbol which you do not recognise, which lights up blue, and then towards the east, two other symbols light up, one black and one white.
Wait, two to the north and two to the east. I drifted off there.
There's basically two on each side, let's say.
Okay, cool.
But you, I mean, if you want to roll a perception check,
they do say touch. They being the ladies.
You guys notice this as well, because even if he's holding it like this, the light, that shines through, so the symbols light up on both sides.
Do I recognise any
notice.
languages?
Nope, you don't recognise any of the symbols or anything.
Okay, because I speak 3 languages.
You don't notice it. Roll a perception check if you want to notice anything else.
Yeah, let's do my perception check then.
Can I?
Oh, that was terrible. I rolled a crit. Exactly.
These are strange omens indeed.